Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Match. In this edition, we analyze everything transfer from Mbeumo to Marcus Rashford to Ederson and Viega to Darwin Núñez to Luis Diaz to Hugo Ekitike. A lot of things to unpack in this video. If you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe, share this video to others to see what we are doing. Let's jump into it. Mbeumo have completed his second part of his medical. Mbeumo is now a new Manchester United player. And Manchester United did everything possible. They wanted to sign this player before jetting off for the friendly or the preseason games they are going to be playing in United States of America. And this is an important player. It was taking a while. Manchester United toyed, worked hard to make sure they get their holy grail. Ruben Amorim have been saying, I want Mbeumo or nothing. Focus is on Mbeumo. Mbeumo is a player that Manchester United appreciates so much. Mbeumo is a player that Ruben Amorim knows that he will add goals to Manchester United. 20 goals last season. It's an important player that they want to combine him with Cunha. Remember, Manchester United completed the signing of Cunha as quickly as possible, even early in the days of the transfer window. Right now, Mbeumo have completed second part of the medical, meaning that Mbeumo will be flying out with Manchester United straight to United States of America. Remember, the deal is 65 million plus 6 million in add-ons, making it a total of 71 million pounds package for Mbeumo. Important signing out there. I didn't have any doubt that he's not going to complete his medical. He's super fit. He looks ready. He wanted to play for Manchester United. He conducted himself very well. And right now, Manchester United are having their player. And this is not stopping for Manchester United. Manchester United are still in the market. The priority for Manchester United is to get a striker. A striker is a priority. Yes, I know there is Zexi, there is Højlund, but there is no so much, belief from Ruben Amorim to these players. He knows they work hard. He knows that they do everything he wants them to do, but they're not clinical. For instance, Højlund have scored 4 goals in the last 40 games. That is not good enough for a club like Manchester United, for a club that is trying to compete at the top end of the table, for a club that is interested in winning things. Højlund can be the second option. Højlund can be relieved, or Højlund can need some help. But Manchester United are saying they need to go and get another striker. So look out for Manchester United. There's a lot of strikers being linked to Manchester United. Moises Kean, we've heard about Calvin Lewin, we've heard about Nicholas Jackson. But the good thing, or the important thing for you to note, is that Manchester United are still in the market actively, with heavy emphasis on getting a striker that can do the job that Ruben Amorim wants them to do. And they are looking and they want to secure that before the start of the season. Remember, Manchester United will play in their first game against Arsenal. So they want the team to be ready. Everybody on the same page for Manchester United to go and attack that game. Manchester United are not stopping only in the striking position. Manchester United are also interested in a goalkeeper. Onana is out injured. Yes, the report earlier is that Onana was out for a very long time, but of late, we start hearing that the injury is not as bad as feared. But the reality is that Manchester United are not looking for a new goalkeeper because Onana is injured. Manchester United are looking for a goalkeeper that will help them to compete. We are aware that there are some goalkeepers that are in the market that they are looking at Manchester United, whether Manchester United will sign them. One of those goalkeepers is Dibu Martinez. Martinez of Aston Villa have given his final goodbye to Aston Villa and the players. In fact, to the crowd. He's now waiting for a club to move for him. Manchester United internally are still considering, should they go for a young goalkeeper? Or should they go for an experienced goalkeeper? We heard Manchester United being linked to, Trafford, but, James Trafford. But Manchester United internally are still considering, what do they do with Onana? Can they find a solution for Onana? Can they move away from Onana? Will Onana accept to be the second goalkeeper? Should they go for younger or experienced players? So put an eye on Manchester United in the market. They are not done. They are still active. They are working to make sure that the squad is complete and ready. Yesterday they played a 0-0 draw against Leeds in their first preseason game. Ruben Amorim must have observed 1 or 2 things that they needed to improve. He talked about, working so hard to find the connection between Cunha and Fernandes and other things they needed to do. But they're also taking note of what is happening around the team, especially when it comes to goals and the goalkeeping position. Staying on goalkeeping position, Manchester City are now accelerating talks to sign James Trafford from Burnley. Manchester City is a team that we are not interested in signing a goalkeeper, but unless something happens. Last season, Ederson wanted to leave Manchester City. Ederson wanted to go to Saudi. Pep Guardiola convinced him to stay. Pep Guardiola convinced him to work so hard to keep Ederson because Ederson is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, especially in the Premier League, with his assists, with his distribution, with everything. He's an epitome of the way Pep Guardiola wants to play. But right now, it looks as if that love is over. Ederson is about to leave Manchester City. Manchester City started, talking to James Trafford because they're anticipating Ortega or Ederson to leave. But as it stands today, it looks as if Ederson is fed up of being at City, especially after leaving the Club World Cup. Manchester City fans came heavily for him, attacked him on his social media, talked to him, attacked him that he had to lock his social media. Right now, Galatasaray have now agreed to sign Ederson. They have agreed to sign Ederson on a permanent transfer and cover his wage, meaning that he will not take a wage cut going to Galatasaray. Remember, Ederson is on a very high wage, very very high wage. So that is the reason Manchester City are looking for a backup. Galatasaray are willing to pay 3 million. I don't know whether Manchester City will be able to accept 3 million or will they be asking for a significant fee. But as it stands today, it looks as if Ederson is on his way out of Manchester City. A lot of Manchester City fans are happy that Ederson is leaving. Some of them are no longer happy with him. And him also is in tandem with them. He wants to leave. So let's keep an eye on this one. Staying on Galatasaray. Galatasaray are now pushing to sign Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen is a player that Galatasaray have been working so hard to sign. The Galatasaray wanted to sign Victor Osimhen, but the Laurentiis and Napoli, they kept on changing the goalpost. First of all, Galatasaray gave back bank guarantees. Bank guarantees in the sense that if they can't pay, a bank can be held accountable. They gave bank guarantees that they're going to pay 40 million and then 35 million in 2027. Napoli rejected it. Remember, this is not the first bid. The first bid was 65 plus 5, making it 70. They rejected. Galatasaray came back and said, okay, 40 and 35. Napoli rejected it and wanted to add, release clause to Victor Osimhen's, deal. But Galatasaray rejected that offer, but they got back into the table. Now they are negotiating. The deal right now is 40 million instant payment, 35 million to be paid in the next 1 year. And then there is also a penalty clause that Galatasaray will not be allowed to sell Victor Osimhen back to Italian club in the next 2 years. So for me, I think the Laurentiis is kind of giving Victor Osimhen a ban from Italy, using a way to insert it in the clause, meaning that if Galatasaray sell Victor Osimhen back to Juventus or any Italian club, they are going to pay a penalty clause. So what they are saying is that they don't want Victor Osimhen back in Italian league, at least in the next 2 years. And you know that the Laurentiis and Osimhen have had a protracted saga when it comes to this transfer, but finally is getting closer. It looks as if Galatasaray are trying to build a super squad. Already Zane is signed. Now moving for Osimhen. Ederson is being signed. It's an important one. It's a beautiful one for Turkish football. We are going to, they are going to attract some maximum, some fans to be able to watch the games, and this is an interesting one. Moving on to Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea are now discussing with Atletico Madrid for the sale of Viega. This is a player that Chelsea have put on the transfer market. Chelsea bought Viega for £12 million. Now Chelsea have placed him on the transfer window after going on loan to Juventus. Remember, Viega pushed his way to go to Juventus and then went to Juventus, came back. Chelsea are now saying you're no longer part of the squad. Chelsea want to sell him. Chelsea want a package of 40 million euros for Viega. Atletico de Madrid have agreed personal terms with Viega, and they are now in advanced conversation with Chelsea to sign Viega. Viega is a young player, very, very young player, 21 years, and he is ready for a new challenge. Atletico de Madrid are trying to beef up their defense, and we expect something to happen in this direction. Chelsea are not flinched. Chelsea are looking at 40 million package, and Chelsea would normally get it. You know what Chelsea can do. Staying on Chelsea, you already know that Chelsea have sold Noni Madueke for 52 million pounds, add-ons included. Noni signed 5-year deal at Arsenal Football Club, and Chelsea are also looking at some few situations. One of the situations Chelsea are looking at, first of all, is Xavi Simons. Chelsea and Arsenal are informed of Xavi Simons' situation. Chelsea wants to sign a new attacker in case Nkunku leaves. Chelsea are anticipating that clubs will come and sign Nkunku. Clubs like Bayern have been interested. There has been talk of Manchester United trying to sign Nkunku. Remember, Nkunku is an important player. Chelsea signed him as the head of the project when it comes to the pitch, but something happened that Nkunku have now fell down the pecking order behind Cole Palmer. Right now, Chelsea are looking to move on from Nkunku. Chelsea are looking also to move on from Nicholas Jackson. Even though Nicholas Jackson is not rubber stamps, Chelsea are not 100% saying we're pushing you out. Chelsea are saying they receive a good offer, they're going to sell Nicholas Jackson. A lot of clubs are interested. Clubs like AC Milan came to Chelsea. We want to buy Nicholas Jackson. The offer is too low, 42 million. Chelsea rejected it. Then another club are interested right now. now is Manchester United. They've been monitoring the situation of Jackson. They are trying to see if they can make a bid. Chelsea are looking at a package of 100 million because of the price of Ekitike and the price of other strikers. Remember, the striker market is very dry and difficult. So Chelsea are trying to find a solution. But once Chelsea find a solution for Nicholas Jackson, Chelsea are open to attacking the transfer window again. There's talk about Xavi Simons. There's talk about Garnacho. Garnacho wants to remain in the Premier League. Garnacho doesn't want to leave the Premier League. Chelsea might be the club that can help Garnacho to find a new home for him. So Chelsea are actively in the market. Chelsea are also trying to, let go of some players. Players like Sterling is earmarked to leave Chelsea. Players like Chilwell, Datro Fofana, Viega now probably going to Atletico de Madrid. Disasi, Chelsea are trying to sell all these players. And Broya also is a player that Chelsea wants to sell. There's been talk that Stuttgart are interested in signing Broya when they sell Votemade to Bayern. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Chelsea are very, very active in the transfer window. Xavi Simons and probably Garnacho as incoming. Remember, Estava Williams is coming to Chelsea. So it's going to be an interesting one for Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea are strengthening their position when it comes to the transfer market and selling players exceptionally well. Bayern Munich are set to bid again for the signing of Luis Diaz. They bidded 67 million for Luis Diaz, but Liverpool rejected this bid. Bayern are trying to bid again, but on the other side, Bayern have added Malik Fofana to the transfer, shortlist in case Liverpool did not allow them to sign, Luis Diaz, but definitely they're going to come back and bid again. Staying on Liverpool Football Club, Liverpool are still looking for a solution for Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez is a striker that Liverpool wanted to sell to Napoli. He wanted to go to Napoli, but Liverpool could not find the agreement with Napoli. Liverpool wanted to sell Darwin Núñez to Napoli, but they could not find the solution. Darwin Núñez want to go to Napoli. But now Napoli have signed another striker in Luca, from Udinese. Liverpool are now looking at selling Darwin Núñez to Saudi, clubs. Saudi clubs are interested in Núñez. They are willing to pay Liverpool for Núñez. And Liverpool have moved to sign a replacement, bringing us to Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool are now in advanced talks with Eintracht Frankfurt for the signing of Hugo Ekitike, a package of 90 million euros. Liverpool are pushing. Liverpool have agreed personal terms and conditions on Hugo Ekitike. 90 million is the package. 6-year deal on the table. So Liverpool are trying to finalize this deal. Expect this one to accelerate quickly, even today or within the next couple of days. Liverpool are trying to complete the squad as they start planning preseason proper. Remember, Liverpool have signed Florian Wirtz. Liverpool have signed, Frimpong. Liverpool have signed Kekes. Mamadashvili came into the squad. Liverpool are now pushing to sign Ekitike. Signing Ekitike means that one thing, Núñez is definitely going to leave Liverpool Football Club. And Liverpool are now also looking at a replacement in case they sell, Diaz. And there's also option that we know that Robertson or Tsimikas going to leave. One player you have to put an eye on Liverpool is Konate. Konate is a player that is stalling contract talks. Real Madrid are pushing to sign Konate for 20 to 25 million. They are giving Liverpool ultimatum that if Liverpool don't sell him now, Liverpool risk losing him for free in the next transfer window. And Liverpool must take a decision. Either sell him now, find a solution for a new contract, or let him leave. So let's keep an eye on this one. Liverpool are also interested in moving around players like Chiesa, fringe players that are in the squad. Liverpool are not stopping at Ekitike. Keep an eye on Liverpool looking for a new defender. That will be the final jigsaw in the team. And probably if anything happens in the middle. But right now, Liverpool are moving massively, trying to defend, their Premier League. Remember, Liverpool will be kicking off the Premier League season, and it's going to be massive. Saudi Pro League club Najma SC is about to sign, Manchester United former defender Eric Bailly as a new, centre back. Eric Bailly is a player that they appreciate so much, so we expect this deal to be completed any moment from now. Aymeric Laporte is now out of, Al Nassr project. When it comes to this Saudi Pro League project, a lot of players go there and they fall out of the project. We've heard about John Duran moving back to Fenerbahce. Now, Laporte is out of the project. But Athletic Club are pushing. They are doing everything to sign him. Remember, Athletic Club rejected or stopped Barcelona Football Club from signing with their holy grail, which is Nico Williams. Now they're trying to build a squad. They're trying to bring Aymeric Laporte, and we expect this one to accelerate quickly. Staying on Barcelona Football Club, Barcelona have now found an agreement to sign Marcus Rashford on loan from Manchester United. This is a great signing. Hansi Flick approved this deal. In fact, Barcelona have been trying to sign one of Rashford or Luis Diaz. They've been looking at these two players for a very long time. They tried for Luis Diaz, it didn't work. They went for Rashford, it didn't work. They kept on trying for both of them. Finally, they found a solution. Solution in Rashford signing on a loan deal, 1 year loan with 40 million, buy option. We don't know up till now whether the buy option is obligatory or it's just a buy option in the contract. Rashford is open to joining Barcelona for a very long time, liking their post of Yamal, replying Yamal, liking the post of Barcelona. He wanted to join. Now he has gotten his wish. He's gonna be competing for Hansi Bobon this season, playing with the likes of Yamal, Rafinha, Pedri, Olmo, and then competing versus Mbappe, and it's gonna be an interesting one. Talking about Real Madrid Football Club, Real Madrid are looking for a deep line, midfielder. Real Madrid have signed Arnold, signed Carreras, signed Dinhausen, but they're still in the market looking for something special in the middle. Expect Real Madrid to move as quickly as possible to find a solution. Real Madrid have also given Courtois 1 year extension. 1 year extension. So Courtois have signed 1 year extension till 2027. Other players like Gasha are also in line to extend his contract at Real Madrid Football Club. Real Madrid are trying to build the squad in the form Xabi Alonso wants them to be going into this season. And then Kyle Walker-Peters have signed for West Ham. He's an important player that we know that he's the most important player at Southampton. But now he's joining Graham Potter's West Ham, because West Ham also lost one of their most important player on Kudus. Kudus joined Tottenham, and we watched his preseason yesterday with immediate impact, giving an assist, 2 assists, contributing to 2 goals. I think one is the corner kick, the other one is the what's it called? Is the pass he gave to the player that scored that goal. It's an important one, and we are watching out how it's going to play out. And then Evan Ferguson is about to agree deal with Roma with a buy option of 40 million. Roma are trying to sign Evan Ferguson on loan. Evan Ferguson is one of the players at certain point we are thinking is going to be one of the best strikers in the world. Under Diaz, he was playing very well, but injury plagued him and brought him down. But right now, he's going to Roma for 1 year and with option to buy for 40 million. It's going to be an interesting one. AC Milan are also trying to sign, Pavis Stupidian, because he's an important player. He wants to leave. He told his agent, Judge Mendes, that he wants to leave Brighton. But AC Milan are not willing to pay so much money. They're willing to just pay 20 million. So let's see how this one is going to play out. But Estupinian might be joining, AC Milan. And finally, on Gyökeres. On Gyökeres, Arsenal tried to sign Gyökeres before going for their preseason in Singapore. Of course, Arsenal have landed in Singapore. The pictures are out there. But agent of Gyökeres have been in London trying to finalize this deal, reduce his own, demands by 10%, the commission, to make this deal go through. But the president of Sporting CP have been dragging this deal here and there, trying to make it look difficult. In the last couple of days, we are hearing they were dragging commission of 2.5 million, whatever. But I can tell you that they are trying to make it difficult. They want to extract more money for Arsenal. Arsenal wanted to get Gyökeres before going to the preseason, but Arsenal finally left for the preseason. I know the directors are staying back, trying to find a solution. Let's see what Arsenal can be able to do. Arsenal will find a solution, hopefully anytime, any moment from now, so that Gyökeres can be able to team up with the squad in Singapore. So these are the things that are happening in the transfer window. Let me know what you think in the comment section about Gyökeres, Arsenal not signing Gyökeres, about Chelsea demanding 40 million for Viega, about Osimhen to Galatasaray, that they are giving a penalty not to sell Osimhen back to Italy for the next 2 years, about Ederson going to Galatasaray, Mbeumo joining Manchester United, Marcus Rashford. How many goals do you expect him to score and assist at Barcelona Football Club? Tell me what you think about Bayern Munich trying to sign Luis Diaz, coming back to sign Luis Diaz, and a lot of things. Write me your opinion in the comment section. Remember, if you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe, and thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.